This is Art from Elfman Tactical again, and this is an Apex trigger, and we're going to show you why an Apex trigger technically cannot fail. Something would actually have to catastrophically break to make the trigger fail. All right, we got this trigger set up on an old comparator. We're showing you that the engagement between this is the disconnector and this is the sear. And we want to show you how this works on a bigger scale, so it looks a little different, but it will show it, okay? So we turn this on. So now, basically what we're doing, if we're on an old comparator, and it just makes it easier for you to see what these things really are doing. So this right here is your sear, and this is your sear engagement right here, okay? We're in the dark, so you can see it better. This is your disconnector, so when you normally pull a trigger, it would catch on the front disconnector and then let go. And we're gonna show you why this thing cannot fail, and some cool things about it also, okay? So right now, when I pull the trigger, it's gonna release from here, and it is going to let the hammer fire, okay? But when the hammer comes back now, and the bolt is pushing it down, you can see how it doesn't fit. So I'm gonna try to do this slow, so as we pull down on it, it will it'll squeeze together. So what it's doing is this spring in the middle is squeezing together to let the hammer pass, okay? So if I'm holding, so when I let it go, if I hold the trigger like we normally would, a traditional trigger, it's gonna catch the first disconnect down there. You can see it's setting off of the sear. But by the time it comes off the disconnector, it will overlap that sear. There is no gap of when it can pass it, okay? Now you've seen it catch the sear on the top. So there is no way that you can fire this trigger and have it not catch and reset. You can traditionally hold it, it's gonna do what you just seen. If you hit it like a button on a video game, it's just gonna continue to catch the top sear. Okay, now I'm gonna show you something really cool. It's the only trigger in the world that does this, okay? So between the hammer right here, you can't see it up there, you gotta see it down here. Between the hammer and the adjustment knob, there is a Allen bolt, an Allen set screw, okay? So now watch up there. Here's what you're checking out. So this engagement from right here to right here, I'm gonna move it in the middle so you can really see what this thing is doing. We're gonna measure it. And I'm gonna show you how this works, okay? So right now, we're gonna come to the edge of where the sear is. So right here, we're gonna zero out our X, okay? Now I'm gonna move it over here, and you can see that it is roughly a 38 thousandths engagement, okay? So now watch out what this does now. So we can back this off, and that's fully engaged. So let's say fully engaged, we are gonna be at, let's go back here again. All right, we'll zero this out. So a full engaged sear is gonna be about 45 thousandths engagement between here and here, okay? And that's a lot. That's a lot of creep. That'd be like an average, a real AR-15 standard drop OME, or is it OEM? OEM trigger. It would have an engagement like that, and that's why it has a bunch of creep, okay? So now we can adjust ours to whatever we want. By turning this screw in, we can make our engagement anything down to the point of failure. When it does fail, if you push it too far, you just back it up a teeny bit. So let's say we're on the edge and we did it. Let's see if it wants to reset this small, okay, right here. So now I'm gonna take it, hold it, let it come off, and set. So it resets, so the trigger's working.
What size is that sear?
Now that sear is really down there now, so let's look at this. Okay, let's go up. So I'm gonna say it's about right there. I'm gonna zero this out. So you're about, that's a 9.5, so
ranging from
10,000
to
sear,
45,000.
okay? So what I generally do is I'll take it and I'll turn it to the point of failure. So we're gonna let it slide off the end. Okay, it just fired. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna back it up a half a turn. That's what I consider my lowest setting, that I just know it will not fail. Okay, so now we pop it on and let's see what that sear became. Because like I said, we can do whatever we want to this, okay? So we're coming up here. All right, we're gonna set our zero. We're gonna come like this. So this is a comfortable 15,000 sear, which is very small. It'll break very well. It'll pretty much break like glass like that. But again, we can set it to whatever we want our sear to be. Now, these are other things we can do, is we can engage it to where we need it to be, like for police and military, and then we won't have a set screw. It will be set where it's at, and that's what it is. And then we can also do that with the tension too. We can do it where it just engages. It's gonna be 5.5 pounds, whatever it is. It's non-adjustable. It's non-adjustable on the sear. It's just bomb-proof.
That's it. Art with Elfman Tactical here.